Hello everyone, today we are going to start lecture 04 of class 8 mathematics chapter number 7, which is cubes and cube roots. In this lecture we are going to talk about various methods available for calculating cube root of a given number, and since we have already discussed what is a cube root and the prime factorization method available, I must let you know that similar to prime factorization method, these methods which we are going to discuss are also applicable only to perfect cubes. So a cube has to be perfect in order to be calculated in order to be used to be calculated its cube root. Right now, before starting the lecture, let me remind you all that you have to learn the cubes of natural numbers from 1 to 20 because they will improve your calculation speed. They will help you to recognize certain cubes directly in the case of objective questions, and also you will recognize some patterns which we are also going to discuss in this particular lecture. So let us start the various methods available for calculating cube roots, and the very first method in this series is cube roots through pattern. Now students, we have already discussed square and square roots, and you all know that square and square roots have certain patterns, and we all know that square of a natural number is the sum of first and odd positive numbers. Similarly, cubes also have some patterns, but they are not very simple as the case of squares. Let us discuss them. So we can say that like squares of natural numbers, comma, cubes do have some interesting patterns. Now let us see those patterns with the help of the perfect cubes. Right now, 1 cube is equals to 1, so we do not have any pattern in here. Now if you calculate 2 cube, it will be 8, right? So what is the difference? Now the difference between two consecutive cubes will be something which will be used as pattern. Now see, if 2 cube equals to 8, then you can see that 2 cube minus 1 cube is what? 8 minus 1, that is 7. Now the question arises, how do we represent this 7 as a pattern? So what this pattern do is, it adds 1 and it multiplies the two numbers, right? That is whose difference we are calculating. So 2 into 1, and at last there is 3. So that is the pattern. I know it is a bit confusing, but let me give you more examples and you will learn this. This 1 is constant, this 3 is constant. These numbers are what? Whose difference you are calculating. That is the whole pattern. Let us write some more cubes. Now 3 cube is equals to 27, right? So what will be 3 cube minus 2 cube? Now if you calculate, it will be 19. But how do we get 19? Similarly, 1 plus. So we have already added 1, so 18 we have to make. Now it will be 3 into 2, the numbers which we are doing, okay, difference we are taking, and then 3. Now you can see 9 into 2 would be 18. So that is how. Let me give you some more examples to actually facilitate the learning of this method. Now see, 4 cube is what? It is 64. So now if you calculate 4 cube minus 3 cube, obviously it will be 64 minus 27, which would be something about 37, right? Now 1 plus, so you have to make 36. Yes, we are getting that 4 into 3 are those numbers whose difference we are calculating, and you can see 3 is constant. So 9 into 4, 36. Okay, let me give you one more example. Okay, but let it be a bigger one. Okay, so let us reach towards let's say 9 cube. Now 9 cube is equals to 729. Okay, so what is 9 cube minus 8 cube? Let us calculate that. Let us calculate 9 cube minus 8 cube. Now 8 cube is 512. So if you subtract them, you will get 217. Now let us make 217. So 1 plus. Now according to the pattern, the product of two numbers whose difference we are calculating into 3. So 8 into 9, 72, 72 into 3, so it would be 216. So yes, you can get this. So this was the pattern. Okay, we have not discussed about calculating cube root. Till now we have only discussed that yes, difference of cubes make a pattern, and now we are going to employ this method to find the cube root, right? So let us use this method to find the cube root. Now what we will do is, we will calculate, you can write also 1 is equals to 1 cube. Okay, now see this. you should see the numbers here that you are getting here 7, then the next number was 19, the next difference was 37, the next similarly in this particular pattern we will get now 1 plus 5 into 4 into 3, similarly 6 into 5 into 3, then 7 into 6 into 3, then 8 into 7 into 3, then we are getting 9 into 8 into 3 plus 1. Okay, so this is the pattern. So if we see these numbers 7, 19, 37, now we'll use them. So 1 cube is equals to 1. Now if we add 1 plus the next member of this pattern was 7, so it will be 2 cube. And if you subtract 1 from 2 cube, it will be 7. Now the next member was I think 19, right? So it will be what? 3 cube. So instead of getting odd natural consecutive numbers, we are getting something to this. And what are these? This is 1. This is what? 1 plus what? You can see 2 into 1 into 3. Then it is what? 1 plus 3 into 2 into 3. Similarly 4 into 3 into 3, 5 into 4 into 3, 6 into 5 into 3, right? So you'll get patterns. Similarly, the fourth member in this series was 37, right? So it would be, since you are adding 4 members, it will be 4 cube, right? Similarly, if you calculate, you will get 1 plus 7 plus 19 plus ... The last member was 217, which we calculated. It was the 9th member, I guess. So you will get 9 cube. So this is the pattern. So let me write it clearly in the words. You can see that, note that 2 cube is the sum. 2 cube is the sum of first 2 numbers. 2 cube is the sum of first 2 numbers of 1, 7, 19, 37, 61, and this is the series, right? After 61 you will get 91 and similarly, so you can calculate them, right? The number of times we will subtract these things from these numbers will get the number cube root. Now see, what is the pattern? Basically what we are using. Now we can see that 4 members sum is 4 cube. So if we subtract these 4 members successively from 4, it would become 4 cube, it would become 0. See, what I am telling is that if 4 cube you are given, that is 64. If you subtract these 4 members successively, then you will get 0. So number of times or the number of members you are subtracting for a cube to make it 0 is the cube root. So that is the same pattern we have used in square roots also. So it says that the number of times the subtraction is carried out, comma, gives the cube root, right? So the number of times the subtraction is carried out gives the cube root. So let us see an example to actually use this method. Okay, so you can take an example as, let us take 216. We all know it is 6 cube. Okay, so we can say that calculate cube root of 216. Okay, let us calculate its cube root. So let us talk about solution. Now you can see that the first member was 216. It was 1. You can clearly see the members 1, 7, 19. So we'll successively subtract them till they become 0. So after first subtraction we get 215. Then we'll subtract the second member, which was 7. We will get 208. Okay, now we'll subtract the third member, which was 19, and we will get 189. Similarly, we'll take fourth member and then we'll subtract 37 and we'll get 152. Then we will subtract the next number, which was I think 61, and we will get 91, and the last member was 91 only. So if we subtract it, we'll get 0. Now how do we calculate these members? Let me give you a formula for here. So this is nothing, 1 is equals to what? 1 plus what? 1 into 0 into 3. Okay. Now how do we get 7? 1 plus. Now increase 2, increase 1 over here. Here 3 will be constant. Similarly, how we got 19? 1 plus 3 into 2 into 3. Similarly, how do we got 37? 1 plus 4 into 3 into 3. Similarly, 61, and let us talk about 91. Okay. So 61 would be 5 into 4, that is 20 into 3, that is 60. Similarly here 6 into 5 into 3, that is 30 into 3, that is 90. Okay. So that is how we have done it. Now we have done 6 steps. Okay. So according to the method actually says that since we have subtracted 6 times, to get 0, comma, therefore cube root of 216 would be 6. Okay, so 6 steps will give us the cube root of 216. Okay, so I hope you all got my point. Let us solve a question on this. Let us find the cube root of 343. Now we all know that it is 7 from the table I gave you to learn, but using those members. Okay, so let us calculate one more member over here only. Okay, so that it will help us in the next question. So the next pattern would be what? 1 plus it would be 7 into 6 into 3. Okay, so 7, 35, 7 into 6, 42. 42 into 3 would be 126 plus 1, so it would be 127. So you can see we have the 7 members. Now we'll subtract them in the next question. Okay, so let us find the cube root using the pattern. Now let us subtract the first. It will be 1, so we will get 342. The second member was 7. Subtracting it, we will get 335. The next member I guess was 19, so we will get 316. Okay, you should be very careful while doing this, because if if you commit some mistake over here, it will actually lead us to a non-zero number at the last, which will actually cancel out the process, right? So you should be very careful while calculating these. So 316, the next member was 37. So it would be 200 and what? 16, 121. So it would be 79. Okay. Now 279 minus the next number was 61. Okay. I also remember till 127 because we have calculated it. So you have to already calculate them. Now 279 minus 61. So it will be 2 and 79. So 8 and 1 8. 218. Right. So now we'll subtract 291 from this. It will be 128, 127. So you can see the last member which we calculated in the previous question, it was 127 only, so we'll get 0. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we have done 7 steps. So we can write that since the subtraction is performed seven times, full stop, therefore cube root of 343 is equals to actually 7. Okay, so we are seeing that it is an alternate method that you can very well see that it is time consuming, very time consuming in comparison to prime factorization, but yes, this method is useful for some other things that you now learn to recall. That if you want to find, let me give a general formula for what we have written back. So now you know that if you want to calculate n cube minus n minus 1 cube, okay, so it will be 1 plus, now listen carefully, n into n minus 1 into 3. Okay, so that is what's the pattern. Now put the values. Suppose 2 and 1. So put n equals to 2. So it will be 2 cube minus 1 cube. So it will be 1 plus 2 into 1 into 3. So that was the general formula for calculating these members. Okay. So let us calculate again. Once again 127. So it was the 7th member. Okay. So it was 7 cube minus 6 cube. So it will be 1 plus 7 into 6, 42 into 3. That is 126 plus 1, 127. So that is how we calculated these members. Okay, so that is the general formula. Star mark it, note it down, and you should always remember it. Okay, now let us talk about the second method for calculating the square roots, and the second method is cube root using unit digit. Now what is this method actually says? So we'll talk about it. So this method, basically what it does, we have already seen this type of method in square roots also. This method can be used, it is kind of guessing the root. Okay, if you are given a perfect root, then you can exactly guess it or you can approximate it. Okay, so this method can be used to find cube roots This method can be used to find cube roots of perfect cubes having at most 6 digits. Okay, now you will say that this is a problem, but it is not a problem. Obviously 6-digit cube roots means cube means that a cube root is of 2-digit number, and this table is useful for 2-digit number only. So yes, that is written correctly. Okay, so let us actually form the table. Let us see that how this method can be useful using this particular table. So this table involves the number, which is cube root, and its cube. So first let us talk about the numbers. So let us write down the numbers from 1 till 10. Okay, so these are 10 numbers. Now let us calculate the cubes of these numbers, and then we'll see the pattern between the numbers and the unit digit of the cube. So 1 cube is equals to 1, 2 cube is equals to 8, so 3 cube is equals to 27, 4 cube is equals to 64, 5 cube is equals to 125, 6 cube is equals to 216, 7 cube is equals to 343, 8 cube is equals to 512, 9 cube is equals to 729, and 10 cube is equals to 1000. Okay, so that is how we have calculated the table. Now you'll see that any number, what I am trying to say is, listen carefully, that any number ending at 2 will have its cube ending at 8. Any 2-digit number, for example, let us say 22. So 22 cube, I can very sure said that it will end at 8. Okay, similarly if you give me let's say 38, so 38 cube will definitely end at 2 because 8 cube is ending at 2. So that is the benefit of this method. If you give me 4, okay, suppose you are giving me 74, you are asking cube of 74, I will definitely say that 74 cube would end at 4 only. Okay, so that is the benefit of this particular method. Let us write about it, which kind of digits or which 2-digit number will end at what kind of digits. Okay, so we can say by looking at table, we observe that the cube of a number, okay, the cube of a number ending, now see the language, the cube of a number ending in 0, now it may be 2-digit number, 1-digit number, ending at 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9, ends in 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9 respectively. Right, now you can very well see that a number ending at 0 would end at 0. Okay, a number ending at 1 is ending at 1. 4 cube is ending at 4, so number at 4, a number ending at 4 would end its cube at 4. 5 is ending at 5, cube of 6 is ending at 6, cube of 9 is ending at 9. So these are the digits which you have to remember. So tomorrow if you give me a number 79, I can rest assured that the number will end at 9. Okay, that is it. 79 cube or 89 cube or for say 99 cube will end at 9. Okay, similarly we can talk about other digits also. However, the cube of number ending in 2, cube of a number ending in 2 ends in 8 and vice versa. Right, that is if a number is ending at 8, then its cube will also end at 2. Okay, so vice versa means that. Let us verify it. Number ending at 2 is ending at 8, its cube is ending at 8. If a number ends at 8, its cube ends at 2. Okay. Similarly, we have next point which says similarly, comma, the cube of a number similarly, comma, the cube of a number ending in 3 or 7 ending in 3 or 7 ends in 7 or 3 respectively. Similarly, the pattern we have with for 2 and 8, we have similar pattern with 3 and 7. 3 or 7 ends in 7 or 3 respectively. Let me show you what I am talking about. If a number is ending at 3, its cube will end at 7. If a number is ending at 7, its cube will end at 3. So that is a particular relationship between them. Okay, so we can conclude that by looking the unit digit of a perfect cube number, just by looking the unit digit of a perfect cube number, comma, we can determine the unit digit of its cube root. Okay, so that was the method 2, which involves finding the cube roots using unit digit. Okay, but you will say that how this method works. Does it make sense to calculate the unit digit of a 2-digit number and then the finding the cube of that particular number? Or this method works, why this method works for 2-digit number only, or a maximum of 6 digit can be there in the perfect cube? So let me give you answer of that. Okay, these type of questions are very certain and they should be asked. So let me give you an answer for this. Now to understand the situation of consider, for example, now consider a number which is a perfect cube and has at the most, which is a perfect cube and has at the most 6 digits. and has at the most 6 digits. The cube root of such number, obviously if it has at most 6 digits, then cube root of such number, the cube root of such a number, and I'll show you how such a number has at the most, we are talking about cube root of a 6 digit number. Okay, so number which have 6 digit at the most will have cube roots which has at the most how many digits? 2 digits. And let me write the reason. Because the least because the least 7 digit number is you'll know that it is 10 lakh, right? So it is the least 7 digit number which is actually equals to 100 cube. So if you go 1 digit before, your cube would be something 99.99 something, and if you see the just perfect cube before this 10 lakh, it will be of 99, right? So it will be 99 cube, which will be well within under 7 digits. That is, it will be of a 6 digit number. Obviously 99 cube would be a 6 digit number. So you can see highest 6 digit number also at a 2 digit root. So yes, this method 2 digit cube basically. Okay, so highest 6 digit number has a cube root which has at most 2 digits. So you can very well say that our method will work perfectly. Okay, because the least 7 digit number is 10 lakh 100 cube and its cube root 100. Obviously the cube root of this would be 100, is a 3 digit number. So you can see if you slip one digit from this 10 lakh, you will be at 6 times 9, which is a 6 digit number, and obviously it will not be a perfect cube, but the previous perfect cube just before the perfect cube of 100 would be the cube of 99. Okay, so it is a 3 digit number, right? So you can see that very well that our method will work. Okay, so let us now actually find out the steps which we are going to be used to calculate the cube root using this particular method. Okay, so let us talk about them. So the first step which will be followed using this method will be look at the digit at the unit place. Look at the digit at the units place. Look at the digit at the units place of the perfect cube and determine the digit at the units place in the cube root. Right, as we have discussed above. So you can see, suppose if tomorrow I give you 343, right? So seeing the unit digit 3, you can determine that the cube root will have unit digit 7. Obviously it will only be the cube of 7, but that is what we are talking about. Okay, so let us talk about the step number 2. So yes, you have identified the unit digit of cube root. Now how do we identify tens digit? Okay, that is the major thing. So you can see that it is also very easy in this particular thing. It says that strike out from the right, that is from the unit digit side. Strike out from the right last 3, that is unit tens and hundreds place digits. Last 3, or okay, let me write like this also, so it could be beneficial. Units That is what are last three? The last digit would be unit digit from the right. Okay, strike out from the right last three digits. So unit, and the second last would be tens, and then it would be hundreds. Okay, so strike out these digits from the right, last three digits. Strike out from the right last three digits of the number. Okay, if nothing is left, if suppose your number is a 3-digit numbers and you will have nothing left after that, like 343, so we'll stop there, and that the unit digit is the only cube root, so it is actually the cube of single digit number. Okay, if nothing is left, comma, we stop. Okay, then the digit in step 1 is the cube root. So it is well understood, right? For example, let us say 729, that using the last digit you can identify that the unit digit was also 9 in the cube root. But if you strike down 7, 2 and 9, which is unit 10 and 100 digit, you will be left with nothing. So 9 is the only cube root of 729. Okay, so in this way this method works. Now suppose if there is something, let us say that our number is 4, 5 or 6 digit, then after striking 3 digits we will have something left. So that is also easy. Consider the number left from step 2. Okay, now suppose your 1 digit or 2 digit is left, then find the largest single digit number. Find the largest single digit number whose cube is less than or equal to this leftover number. Okay, so we'll be doing just approximation. Suppose we are left with 43. Okay, then we'll see that the only number whose cube is less than 43 is what? 3 cube is 27. Okay, so 3 will be our 10th digit, this way. Okay, and in this case, for example, if 3 was our number, then this is the 10th digit. This is the 10th digit of the cube. This is the 10th digit of the cube root, right? So in this way, using this particular table, using the units digit, we can calculate the cube roots of a given number. Okay, let us solve a question to actually apply this method in practicality. So let us find the cube roots of the following numbers using this approximation, or you can see tabular method. Okay, so let us first talk about 512. Now unit digit is 2. Unit digit of cube is what? 2. So what will be the unit digit of cube root? So let us see the table. If unit digit of cube is 2, then the unit digit of cube root is 8. From the table it is pretty clear that 512 is cube root only, 8 will be the cube root only. So first let us see, and which implies that unit digit of cube root is equals to 8. Now we'll strike the last 3 digits. Okay, we'll follow the process and complete. We know that the cube root is 8 only, but let me show you how it is done using the process. Okay, so after striking last 3 digits, comma, we are left with nothing. We are left with nothing, or you can say that we are left with 0. We are left with nothing. So cube root of 512 is equals to 8 only. It will be a single digit cube root. Okay, so in this way we'll apply the method. Let us talk about the second number, which is 2197. Okay, so it was 2197. Now you can see the unit digit in the cube. Unit digit in cube is equals to 7. Okay, now let us again move on to the table. So if unit digit in a cube is given to be 7, then we can very well see that unit digit in the number cube root would be 3. So you can very well calculate that unit digit of here also 3. So implies that unit digit in cube root equals to 3. Okay, now we'll strike down the last 3 digit. After striking last 3 digits in 2197, comma, we are left with 2. Since now we have to see a number whose cube is less than 2, so the only number is 1. Since 1 cube is less than 2, comma, so tens digit in cube root is equals to what? 1, which implies that cube root of 2197 is equals to 13, right? So after striking last 3 digits in 2197, we are left with 2. Since 1 cube is less than 2, so tens digit in cube root is equals to 1, which gives us that cube root of 2197 is 13. Okay, so you must be knowing that how to apply this method. Let us calculate the cube root of this third part, which is 117649, because it is a full 6 digit number. Okay, so let us calculate its cube using the method. So the third part is 117649. Now unit digit 9 in the cube, so cube root will also have unit digit 9. Okay, unit digit in cube is equals to 9. Okay, which implies that unit digit in cube root is also equals to 9. So we have the unit digit of cube root. Now we have to calculate the tens digit. For that we'll strike down the last 3 digits. Okay, after striking last 3 digits in 117649, after striking last digit in 117649, we are left with 117. Okay, now we have to find a number whose natural number whose cube is just less than 117. Now you can see 5 cube is 125, but 4 cube is 64. So 4 cube is the one which is left, which is less than 117. Now, comma, 117 lies with less than 5 cube. Okay, and the only cube which is less than 117 is 4 cube. Okay, which implies that 4 cube is less than 117. So, comma, tens digit of cube root is equals to 4. Okay, which further implies that if you calculate the cube root of 117649, then cube root will come out to be 49. Okay, so that is what we were talking about. Let us solve the last question, which is 636056. Okay, let us calculate the cube root of this number. So the number is 636056. Okay, so now we have to calculate the cube root of this given number. Okay, so for finding that, first of all we'll see the unit digit. Unit digit of cube is equals to 6. So if the unit digit is 6, we all know that whose cube ends at 6. You can see whose cube ends at 6. Only 6 cube, because 6 cube is 216. Okay, let us see the table. You can see that 6 cube ends at 6 only. So you can see that 6 cube ends at 216. So unit digit of cube is equals to 6. Implies that unit digit of cube root is also equals to 6. So unit digit of cube is equals to 6, unit digit of cube root is equals to 6. So now what we are going to calculate? We are going to calculate the tens digit. Okay, so we can say that after striking last 3 digits, in 636056, comma, we are left with 636. Okay, so after striking last 3 digits in 636056, we are left with 636. Okay, so if we are left with 636, so now our job is to find a number whose cube is just less than 636. So let us see that 5 cube is 125, 6 cube is 216, 7 cube is 343, 8 cube is 512, and 9 cube is 729. So you can see 8 cube is the one who is less than 636. Now 8 cube is less than 636, since 8 cube is equals to 512. Now you can see, to apply this method also, you should at least know the cubes of numbers from 1 to 10. That is why I was asking in every lecture to learn the cube of natural numbers from 1 to 20. It will always help you. Okay, so 8 cube is less than 636, which implies that tens digit of cube root is equals to what? 8, which further says that the whole cube root of 636056, which is a 2-digit number, will have unit digit 6, 10 digit 8. So 86 is the cube root of 636056. So now I am hopeful that you all understand these two methods, okay, of calculating the cube roots, in which in the first method we have seen a pattern to calculate the cube roots, and in the second method we have used the unit digits and the table. Okay, so I hope you all got my point in this lecture, and you all understood this lecture. If you did so, then I am very thankful that you watched it till end. We'll meet in the next lecture, and till that lecture, goodbye.